Okay, so today things are going to get super hot because I'm going to explain my secret strategy to find super extremely profitable keywords for my Kindle books. So I'm going to provide a lot of advice in this video, completely free, and you should stay there and watch it until the end. So let's get the ball rolling. Howdy ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, this is going to be a wonderful video because I'm going to share with you a lot of advice when it comes to Kindle publishing so you can find extremely profitable keywords for your books. Anyway, this is kind of a continuation from my other two past videos, and you should watch them because I explain how you can just in a few minutes have a huge list of potentially profitable keywords, and you should watch those videos so you can follow along this video and have a easier understanding of what I'm going to talk about. So my first video was the #1 most profitable powerful keyword research for Kindle, and the second video I did about this is let's steal Kindle keywords. Basically I explain my secret strategy so you can go and just steal keywords from other publishers so you can use it for yourself. I'm going to leave a link for these two videos on the description from this video, or you can also click on that small eye appearing on the, I think on the right side of the screen, on the top side right side of the screen. Just click on that eye so you can watch my previous videos. And let's get started. So in my past video, I did actually a huge list of keywords. Over here, I just prefer to pass over here to a spreadsheet. I'm using PS Office for this. So yeah, I like to pass it to a spreadsheet so I can more easily analyze and have some notes if needed. Okay, so there are a few things that you need. Is first to open on incognito mode. Go to Amazon. Okay, there are a couple of tools I like to use for this. When it comes to keyword research, I like to use Kindle Spy or KD Spy. I'm going to leave a link to this application. This is a browser application. It allows you to very quickly be able to analyze your keywords on a single window, which I'm going to show to you next. And I'm going to leave a link for this application so you can just download it and start using it. The other thing is this application called Amazon Quick View. You can just search it on Google, get it. It's completely free, so it's something helpful. Now the thing that you want to do is just once you have a list of keywords, so you should have already a list of keywords. As I already mentioned before, I did this in my previous video. I did this list of 41 keywords just in a few minutes, and I'm going to analyze each one of them. So let's just, of course I'm not going to analyze all of this because it would take forever, but I'm going to analyze, let's say 3-5 keywords just to show to you the process, my thinking process when it comes to seeing whether a keyword is profitable or not, and if it's too competitive or not. So those are the two things that you need to analyze. So let's go to Kindle and let's just copy this first keyword, go here and make sure that you are in the Kindle store, and let's analyze this. Let's actually open another one over here, another one, and another one. And not sure if I'm going to do 5 keywords. Let's see. So I'm going to put slow cooking, which is the next keyword. And I guess by the end of this video, if you, by explaining this, how I analyze all of these keywords, you will have a good understanding and you can just imitate the process that I use for yourself. So, and let's add this one. Okay. So now we have over here 5 keywords. Okay. So as you can see, since I have the Amazon Quick View, I can see the sales rank or the paid in Kindle store rank for each book. And basically, how I can explain this, the lower the number, the more it sells. Okay, basically this sales rank, the lower the number it is, the better it sells in the Kindle store. Okay, so this book is selling pretty well when it comes to Kindle, to the Kindle version. And as you can see with DS Amazon, we can quickly see this sales rank in just a blitz of a second. And yeah, so let's start. The first thing that you want to analyze always is the profitability of a keyword. Okay, so if a keyword is not profitable, then it's not worth you wasting time analyzing the competition, because you want to publish a book for a keyword that makes money. If it doesn't make money, then why waste your time analyzing anything? And this is a way for you to save some time so you don't analyze all. If it's not profitable, don't waste time with anything else. So that's exactly what we are going to start first analyzing. So I'm going to click on KD Spy, and you can see that just in a few seconds I can see all of this information in a single window. And this is very helpful because I can see all of this information over here, and it's easy for me to analyze everything. Okay, so let's go to keyword analyzes and see over here. You can see on both. I like to use either one or another. It depends on my mood. Over here with colors, it allows me to more easily see some information. Okay, let's talk about profitability. This is the most crucial thing. One of the things I like to have when it comes to profitability is an average sales rank of 200,000 to about 300,000. Okay, if it's lower than 200,000, then better. But an average, I like to keep it around that average sales rank, because this gives me an idea that in average, the 20 books listed over here, these 20 books listed over here, are doing some decent amount of money. Okay, so in this case, the sales rank is not ideal. As you can see, it's way above what I've just mentioned, and I can easily see that this is not a profitable keyword. Okay, sometimes what you want to check is see if all of these books listed are related to, in this case, Buddha bowls. Okay, I'm not sure what Buddha bowls is. I guess it's about bowls and doing these bowls with food and so on. But you want to see if all of these keywords are related. And this is important because of the average sales rank. Because sometimes what happens is you may have like Buddha bowls and then you have like riddles for kids, a completely non-related book appearing listed over here, and that will screw up your average sales rank. Because I mean, if someone is searching for Buddha bowls, they aren't searching for riddles for kids. So what happens is they see that book over here, riddles for kids, and they don't purchase that book because it's not related with what they are searching for, and that kind of screws up the average sales rank. So what you want to see is the average sales rank. You want to keep it 200 to 3,000 if a sales rank. As I already said, the lower the number over here, the better. That means that the books listed are doing more money in average. And if you see that there's a book that is not related, let's say in this case all of them seem to be kind of related. Let's check. But what you want to do, let's say that this is not related, you want to click over here on the square to remove this book from the average sales rank, because otherwise you will get an average sales rank that is not really it's not really explaining the amount of sales that are happening in this list. Because, and the other thing that you also want to remove is books that are just may have a bad cover, may be overpriced, the content may be really bad, and they have usually a sales rank that is awful. For example, this one over here, I actually remove. Although it's related, you can see that there's something that is not good over here because this is in German, okay? And people who are searching for this keyword, since this is in the American Amazon store, people are searching for books in English, so they won't purchase this book in German. Actually, the cover looks pretty good. It has a good review rating, as you can see, but it's in German. And people in the Amazon store, in this case, most of them are Americans, and they want a book in English, so this book won't sell well. And therefore, what you should do is just go over here, okay, and just remove it, just like this. So this is what you want to do. You want to remove non-related books, books simply that are completely not related to what you are searching for. And you want to remove books that may have a bad cover, may have a title that looks like crap, bad content. That is kind of hard for you to know, but especially a bad cover, a bad title, that are in other languages, because that kind of screws up the average sales rank. Okay, that is for sales rank. I can look at this, and I know that I'm spending some time trying to explain the way I think about this, but I mean, as soon as I look at this, just in a few seconds, I see that it's not profitable, and I don't waste time with anything else. But I'm just going to keep explaining all of the rest. Okay, the average sales rank is pretty bad. The other thing that I like to see, if there's a couple of books that have a sales rank over here. This is the sales rank for each individual book, and I want to see if they have a sales rank below 30,000 sales rank. And I want to have like a few of them, like 3-5 books over here in this list of 20 books with the sales rank below 30,000. What this means is, okay, if I have a sales rank, average sales rank of 200,000 or 300,000 or lower than all of that, then in average all of those books listed in the 20 results are kind of selling well. Then if I see that there's like 3 to 5 books with the sales rank below 30,000, then that gives me an idea that I have a potential of publishing a book over here and it performing really well. Okay, so those are the two things that you want to check when it comes to profitability. Anyway, the quick thing is just, okay, the average, probably this is getting a bit too confusing, I'm not sure. If you have questions, just leave it below. I'm trying to explain the best way I can. Anyway, the average sales rank, if it's above 300,000, don't waste your time. If it's below 300,000, 200,000 or lower than that, okay, good. It means that in average this is profitable. Then you want to see if there's a few books, 3 to 5 books, performing really well below the 30,000. Okay, let's say that you have over here you actually have 1, 2. Okay, we have 2 books performing really well. But I mean, the profitability over here fails completely. Okay, so I wouldn't waste my time with the rest. Let's actually check another book and just repeat the same process. Slow cooking. I'm guessing this is a very profitable keyword, okay? Based on my experience. Okay, let's check over here this one because it seems like it's kind of screwing the sales rank for some reason. I'm not sure why. I guess it's due to the price over here and people are just going and purchasing the hardcover. As you can see, the hardcover is selling extremely well, and this is due to the fact that, okay, people over here they see this book, it has a great cover, looks pretty good. They see that the ebook is like $16, and the hardcover is just a few dollars more, and they just purchased the hardcover. Especially when it comes to cookbooks, people like to have the physical book rather than the virtual book. Okay, so you can see that this book, the hardcover, is selling extremely well. It's just doing a buttload of money. Okay, so I'm actually going to remove this book. It's not exactly, I mean, it's kind of relevant, but due to the price, it's kind of, and due to the sales rank, it's kind of ruining over here the average sales rank. You can see the average sales rank is very good. It's below 200,000 sales rank. So that means that in average, all of these books, in this case the 19 books over here listed, because I removed this one, are performing really well. They in average are doing some fair amount of money. Now let's go to the second part. Let's see how many books are below 30,000 each individual book. We have one, the first one. We have over here one. Actually, we seem to only have one over here, which is not ideal. But in average, the average sales rank is performing quite well. We have over here a lot of books doing fairly decently. I guess people might be purchasing more their paperback rather than the ebook. But so far, it seems quite a profitable keyword, although I would like to have a few more books performing, having a sales rank below 30,000. But we only have one. Okay, so it kind of passes the profitability test, because I'm expecting, as this is cookbooks, it will sell well in their paperback version more than the Kindle version. So now let's go to competition. What you want to see is first the number of results, okay? Because the idea is the less results you have, the easier it is for you to kind of put your book in the front page of results, which is this one over here. Okay, so in this case, this has a lot of results. Now, 9,000 results is a lot. When it comes to this, I like to have about 1,000 results, a bit lower if possible. So in this case, this has a lot of results. The other thing that you want to see is the number of reviews. And in this case, the number of reviews, it seems like we have a lot of books that don't seem to have many reviews because they are new still. But let's check over here. We have over here one. Okay, the number of reviews, what you want to see is books that have less than 100 reviews. And we can see that we have over here quite a few of them that basically have no reviews. Okay, probably they belong to publishers, because typically publishers don't get so many reviews for their books. I mean, if you have most of these books listed over here, and let's see if I'm going actually to show you another keyword for you to see the difference between something that is way too competitive compared to something that is not competitive. Okay, and in this case, what we can see over here is that most books don't have that many reviews. I guess many of these books may belong to publishers. So you want to see if you have several books that have less than 100 reviews. And also what you want to see when it comes to competition is you want to see several books belonging to publishers. Typically these are books that have less than 100 reviews. Not always the case, but in many cases it is. And we can see that I would just scroll down, because you can see this one may seem, I guess this might be from a publisher, but the best way for you to see if it's from a publisher is simply to go, when in doubt, to go to the author page. And most certainly this is from a publisher. And it seems to be performing quite well. Let's check the paperback. Let's see if this guy is doing some money. Yeah, it's performing really well when it comes to the paperback, hardcover, and The idea when it comes to the competition is kind of asking yourself if you can beat your competition. And the way that you see this is first checking the number of reviews, seeing if you can get kind of the same reviews, and it's easier, the less reviews the books have over here, the easier it is for you to get in, because you don't need to get so many reviews for your books. Over here we can see that we have several books that basically don't have reviews. Some of them in fact don't have any kind of reviews, and this one, just with 2 reviews, seems to belong to a publisher, is performing pretty well, which is always a good sign. So the other thing that you want to check is if there are publishers. Okay, as I already said, you want to compete mostly with other publishers. If you go to a keyword and you see most of the books have like this amount of reviews, okay, let's see, actually this keyword is not the most ideal example, like this one over here. Okay, this most likely belongs to an author, and it's extremely hard, like this one over here. So if you see a listing of books just with a load of reviews, you know, most likely those books belong to authors, and you just can't compete against them. Okay, this is probably, I'm not sure if this belongs to an author, although it seems like someone who is hard for you to compete against, especially when you are starting out. But we have some publishers over here, so that is always a good sign. And also the other thing that you want to check is the number of pages these books have. Okay, basically you want to ask yourself if you are able to compete with them. If you can get the number of reviews this guys have, if you have publishers over there performing well, if you can do a better cover than those publishers, if you can get a book with that length. Actually, many of these books have a lot of pages, but you also have some books that don't have so many pages and that are performing quite well, like this one as well. This book is performing really well. So, not sure if this book was published recently, but this is a book that was published recently. So yeah, so you can actually, you don't want to, like, if you go to a list and you see that there's way too many reviews over here, although it's profitable and you already analyzed the profitability, but you see that there's way too many reviews, then most likely that belongs to a bunch of authors, all of those books, and it's not even worth you considering all of the rest that I'm talking about. So basically this is the first thing that you want to analyze, the number of reviews each book has. If you see a lot of books with a lot of reviews, don't even think about that. Then you want to see if you can compete with those books, if you can make a book similar and even better than your competitors. If you can publish a book with the length that they have over here. I mean, if you see a bunch of books with 300 pages and so on, then it may be hard for you to compete against those books, because, or I mean, you can compete with them, but your books will be expensive, because the more pages your books have, the more expensive they become. Okay, in this case, we can actually see that some books don't have so many pages. So there's not so many pages, and actually I would very probably consider this keyword. Okay, I wouldn't, I mean, if I was starting out and this is my first few books, I wouldn't immediately go for this keyword at first, but I would actually go for something easier. But I would always keep this keyword as something to check later on. So slow cooking in this case, I'm actually going to put over here something just to remember. It's profitable and a bit competitive. So let's go and just analyze another one. Let's go to Italian vegetable cookbook. I don't think this is something ideal. Okay, I don't like this. You can immediately see, I mean, this looks awkward and I don't like this. No rank. no rank. I mean, just a bunch of new books. It seems like just someone decided to, I'm not sure what's happening over here. It's kind of awkward. Sometimes it's kind of complicated for you to understand what it's happening, because this is basically just, all of them seem to be really recent books that were published for some reason, and all of them seem to belong to publishers. And you can see that this is something that sometimes happens, and when you see something like this, I don't even waste my time, because it looks confusing, and yeah, don't waste your time over here. So let's pass to the next one. Vegetable cookbook. I don't like this that much. Yeah. Okay, I look at the average sales rank and I just don't like this, you know. Although for some reason the average sales rank is below 300,000, but you can see, you can look at over here, and there's not many books that are performing really well. So I wouldn't waste my time over here. And this is basically how I analyze things. I check the profitability. If it's not profitable, I don't even waste time checking the competition, and I just pass to the next keyword. So vegetarian recipes. Let's check over here. For some reason today, a lot of books without ranking are appearing. I guess a lot of people, these are books from publishers. They still don't have a rank because they are new books, so they still don't have a rank, but seems a lot of new books are appearing over here on the market, making things kind of complicated for you to actually analyze their profitability. Okay, the average sales rank is good. It's about the average that I mentioned before, 200,000 to 300,000. That looks pretty good. You can see that most books seem to be relevant. Probably this bodybuilding cookbook doesn't seem to be that relevant. But yeah, most of these books seem to be relevant. And we have like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 books are performing really well. They are below 30,000 sales rank. So yes, this seems to pass the profitability test. So this seems to be a profitable keyword. Now let's check the competition, and the competition looks really awkward. Not sure what is happening with Amazon lately. I mean, I've been actually checking a lot of keywords, and awkward things are happening. So it's out of my control over here. So I have a lot of books. They seem to be from publishers. Actually, this book is free, so it's actually, I wouldn't consider this book over here. It's free, and it's kind of ruining the. Sometimes this happens. For some reason, this actually doesn't exclude the free books, and you want to exclude the free books. So we have 3 books performing quite well. And the competition, I mean, the competition seems really easy, because I mean, you basically don't have any kind of authors over here besides these 3 books. Of course, they belong to authors, but most of these books over here are from publishers. Okay, these are from publishers. This book seems it's performing quite well. Okay. This seems kind of awkward, this keyword. I'm not sure. I mean, when it comes to competition, you don't really have much competition. The books don't have that. You have kind of books that don't have so many pages, so you could produce a book similar with this length and publish it. This seems to be quite a profitable keyword. I'm not kind of convinced, because as you can see, the first page seems really awkward with all of these results. So I'm going to check something else. So I kind of not sure if I would go for this keyword. It doesn't really. Let's check this one, vegetarian cookbook. This might be something better than the other one. So vegetarian recipes, I I would keep that keyword, but it doesn't really convince me because the results look kind of awkward with all of those books without reviews and so on. Okay, over here we have something. You can quickly see that these books in average are performing really well. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books below 30,000. Now we know that this is a really profitable keyword, vegetarian cookbook. Now let's check the competition. So the first thing we check is the reviews, and it looks really ugly. Okay, it looks really ugly. All of these books seem to belong to authors by the number of reviews that they have, because I mean publishers normally don't get this amount of reviews. And just by checking this, I wouldn't go into this keyword. Okay, it's profitable, but the competition is extremely hard. But let's just check the rest. Let's see the number of pages. Also, these books, all of them have a lot of pages, and making a book with this length would be expensive. Also, the price. Yeah, you can easily see that this belongs to authors. Okay, normally publishers price their books between $2.99 to $4.99. Let's check something else. Let's check the last keyword. Okay, over here. Plant-based cookbook. Let's check this one. Looks interesting. I'm just having some fun over here. Let's see this. Plant-based cookbook. Yeah, that average sales rank is really, really good. Let's just check if these books are all kind of relevant. Dr. Sebi Alkaline Diet Cookbook. Yeah. Well, it's in a diet, but it's not exactly that relevant. Okay, most books seem to be kind of relevant. Besides this one over here, it doesn't seem that relevant. I'm not sure what the alkaline diet consists on, so I'm just going to keep it. I mean, it's still kind of in the same topic. So yeah, average sales rank, extremely profitable. Let's see the amount of books that are below 30,000. This first one is selling like hotcakes. I would like to have this book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have a couple of books below 30,000. They are performing really well. So there's a good potential of publishing over here a book and doing quite well. The number of results over here is kind of way above what I've mentioned. I like to have a fewer results. So it seems kind of competitive compared to what I was talking about. But this belongs to an author, even though it doesn't have that amount of reviews, a huge amount of reviews. But I mean, based on the sales rank, yeah, this person already appeared in CNN and so on. So this is from an author, and it would be hard for you to compete with this person. So there's a lot of books that don't have many reviews. This one seems to be from a publisher. Okay. So if a publisher is kind of performing well over here, it's still a recent book though. This one seems to be from a publisher. Yeah, I think this is from a publisher. This person just got more reviews. So sometimes, I mean, it's not necessarily about the reviews, although typically, not always, because you kind of need to analyze this and just scroll down and analyze book by book. Sometimes it's not exactly about the reviews. Although, I mean, if I see like something where you immediately have a lot of reviews up front, then most certainly those books belong to authors. But sometimes, I mean, publishers get more than 100 reviews, as you already saw over here. So as you can see, the first book belongs to a publisher, although it has less than 100 reviews. And this other book seems to belong to a publisher, but it has more than 100 reviews. So you kind of need to scroll down and see things for yourself and analyze things for yourself, because it's not I mean, it's not like something written in stone or something like that. So this is a profitable keyword. When it comes to publishing a book over here, I would definitely publish a book over here based on this knowledge. Okay, I see there's a lot of books over here that seem to belong to publishers, so that means that publishers are performing quite well for this. This is something that I always like to see, publishers for a particular keyword. I can easily see that typically by the cover, typically by the reviews, not always. And based on that knowledge, if other publishers are doing well, then if I publish a book over there, most likely my book will also do well. This books now seem to belong to authors based on this number of reviews. Then the other thing I like to check is, once I see that it's profitable, I see that I can compete with those books, I like to see the number of pages. See if I can actually produce a book with this length. Okay, and you can see that we have a couple of books over here, like 170 pages, 177 pages, a few shorter books over here. So that means that shorter books are also performing well. And if I go to a list and all of those books have like 300 pages, 400 pages, all of them, then I mean, it doesn't mean I can't get in, but it's just, especially when you're starting out, you kind of want to reduce your budget and not spend so much money producing books. So it's really hard for you to get in, only if you write your own books, of course. But in this case, there's a lot of good signs over here. So it's profitable, our sales rank. Let's just review this quickly so you can really grasp what I'm talking about. Average sales rank below 200,000 to 300,000. So it's performing in average. All of these books are performing pretty decently. Number of books that have below 30,000. We found 4. This means that there's a good chance of publishing over here a book and selling pretty well. I always like that. Then I check the number of reviews. I see that there's a lot of books over here that are way below 100,000 reviews, and some of them are in fact performing quite well, like this one over here has less than 100 reviews. The price is not ideal, but it's performing quite well. Okay, this means that I can kind of do something similar, because I don't like to see a list with all of the books having a lot of reviews, because getting that amount of reviews to compete with those books over here listed is kind of hard. So the fewer reviews you find over here, the better for you. Then you want to check the length and see if you can produce a book similar to the ones already listed. You want to have like books with 100 pages to 200 pages. That's okay. Now if all of the books listed have like 300 pages, 400 pages, then it's hard for you to compete with them, because you will need to waste more money to have a book with precisely that length. And the other thing that I kind of forgot to mention is you always want to check and see if there's other publishers with books published over there. Okay, if you are in doubt, what you want to do is simply go to that book. If you're in doubt if it's whether a publisher or an author, you want to go to that book and check the author page over here and see the other books belonging to that author. In this case, this seems to belong to an author, to a publisher. And once you know that there's a couple of publishers over there, you're a publisher. If they are doing well, you can also do well. You just need to kind of go more in depth and see if you can produce a better cover, a better title, if you can kind of twist the content around to, like, let's see over here, like this has 150 delicious recipes. Probably just overcoming your competition would be to produce a book with 200 pages instead of 150 pages, because most people, when they go over here and they see a book with 200 pages compared to another one with 150 pages, usually most customers prefer to get a book with more recipes. Okay, so you want to kind of give a twist to the content You also want to see, when it comes to reviews, if you can't get a few more reviews compared to other books listed over here. Of course, some of these books you simply won't get like 7,000 and more reviews for your book. That is kind of not, I mean, if you're not an author, that is kind of unrealistic, but up to 100 reviews you can actually get. And sometimes you don't even need to have so many reviews to compete. So basically that is what you want to do. You want to see the profitability. If you see that most books aren't profitable, then skip that keyword, go to the next one. And yeah, then you want to check the competition, see first the number of reviews, see all of that information that I've mentioned. Okay, that is all for this video. If you have questions related to this video, I know that sometimes it may get a bit confusing because there's a lot of different details that you need to remember. I recommend, if you didn't understand something, just leave a question right below. I will try to help you out, or even rewatch this video once again, grab a notepad and just write down the things that I've mentioned, and then go out there and search for keywords. Try to find keywords and base around what I've mentioned along this video. Also, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And that is all for now. Stay tuned with Jordan and Alexo, and bye.